Now, one technique which I use a lot in my solos and in just generally writing melodies is what I would call embellishment. Now, embellishment is kind of the classical term for what this is. It's basically a way to take a fairly basic melody and to decorate it and to dress it up with some nice ornaments. So, for example, when you hear me play things like this, this is just a load of ornaments, a load of types of decoration around a fairly basic melody. For example, the underlying melody is probably something like this. Just going down an A minor chord. But I've decorated it by using what are called appoggiaturas, and I'll explain what those are in a second. Now, first of all, there are two types of notes: resolution notes and tension notes. Now, very briefly, the resolution notes of any scale are the root, the third, and the fifth. So, if we're in A minor, which the current example is in, only A, C, and E will sound resolved. These notes don't feel like they need to move anywhere. Now, all the other notes sound unresolved. These are tension notes. And all of these tension notes want to resolve by moving to the closest resolution note. So F, for example, is a tension note when heard over an A minor chord. And F wants to move to the closest resolution note, which happens to be an E natural. And this isn't just some abstract concept. You can really hear these attractions, these resolutions in action. So when I play this note, you can probably sing how it wants to resolve. So when I'm doing these embellishments, really I'm just teasing the listener by playing with these tension notes which resolve. Now, in particular, I'm using one technique which is called an appoggiatura. Now, an appoggiatura means to play a dissonant tension note on the downbeat, the strong beat, which then immediately resolves. So when you hear me play notes like this, that is an appoggiatura. I'm landing on the downbeat, the strong beat, on a dissonant tension note, which then resolves. Now, a good example of an appoggiatura would be the song Maria in West Side Story. Because that F sharp is a tension note which wants to resolve up to G. So this is what an appoggiatura is. So over an A minor chord, for example, we have these three resolution notes, A, C, E, and each of these resolution notes can be decorated by playing any note sort of surrounding them. It works just as well whether you have the preceding tension note approach from below or above. Now there's another type of embellishment, also borrowed from classical music, and this is called a turn. It's a very similar concept to the appoggiatura, except you start on the resolution note, but then you move away to a tension note, come back, go to the tension note the other side, then come back. Now these tension notes, you could stick within the scale that you're in. If you're in A minor, for example, you could just use the notes from the scale. But also with these ornaments, these appoggiaturas and turns, you can just come out of scale and use the same concept. So with that said, let's take a look at the notes which I'm playing. So I have an A minor chord, sustained, and I'm playing let's break this down. I play an appoggiatura, I precede the E with a dissonant tension note, which resolves immediately. Then I use this sort of decoration. It's not quite a turn, because a turn starts on the resolution note itself, but I've used another type of ornament which has a name, and the name slips me right now. But I guess it's some type of appoggiatura. Maybe it's a double appoggiatura or something. The name's not too important, it's the concept. So I'm aiming for C, but I precede it with a note below and a note above. And then I repeat that pattern for the next note, which is an A. And this type of embellishment can work over any type of chord. So it works well over a minor 7 chord. It could also work over a major 7 chord. And it could work over a dominant 7 chord. However, I personally think it is most effective over a minor chord. So continuing with this pattern, appoggiatura, then these double appoggiaturas, now the tension note is D, and I move up to E through a chromatic passing note. So this is a technique which you can always use. As I say, it works best, I think, over minor chords. So say for example you had a C minor chord in the chord sheet. The resolution notes are going to be 1, 3 and 5. Now any of these 3 notes are going to sound good if you embellish them by using either a turn or an appoggiatura. Or if you use the other effect, which I think is called a double appoggiatura, where you precede it by the tension note below, tension note above, followed by the resolution note. For example, this is a common type of melodic phrase which you'll hear in jazz. So I use this technique a lot in my solos, and it's certainly something which you could practice. A good practice would just be to choose a minor chord, C minor for example. Just focus on these 3 resolution notes, practice preceding each one with some type of ornament. So thank you very much for watching. If you found this video useful, please click the thumbs up button in the bottom left hand corner. I'd really appreciate that. And if this is the first video of mine you've seen, make sure you don't miss out on future videos by subscribing to my channel. And you can download the sheet music for Blue Lotus and the solo which I've been discussing at jazzherobooks.com. Also included with the download is the MP3 backing track, so that you can bring your playing to life and master improvisation the smart way. The Blue Lotus ebook is available as an individual download or as a free bonus when you buy the collector's edition ebook. All of my books are ideal for the intermediate piano player who reads music and has at least 5 years playing experience. And I also give you a 90-day money-back guarantee, which allows you to fully explore the material risk-free. So click on the link in the description box and take your jazz piano playing to a whole new level today.